This is For Faith and Family. I'm Dwayne Hastings. The Bible commands Christians to serve the poor and help the disenfranchised. If we're going to follow the model that Jesus gave us during his ministry here on earth, we've got to get involved. We have with us today two folks who are involved. Becky Summerall, who's Executive Director of the Christian Women's Job Corps of Middle Tennessee, and Maven Mendoza, who's the Nashville Satellite Coordinator with the Christian Women's Job Corps, also here in Nashville. Maven, if you do this, just tell us what is the Christian Women's Job Corps, and I should add, the Christian Men's Job Corps.
The Christian Women's Job Corps is a organization that empowers individuals to break out of the harmful cycles of poverty by providing education through GED classes, ESL classes, computer, financial classes, also through mentoring and by providing resources for those men and women.
Maven, truth be told, some of the individuals that you all serve are people who some of us would go out of our way to avoid. That's the reality of it. Mm-hmm. These are tough situations. People who are in those situations, maybe because of something they did, maybe just other circumstances put them there.
Sure.
But these are not the folks you rub elbows with at Macy's or even JCPenney.
Yeah. And in fact, I think that a lot of times it's our fear of not knowing what to say to someone that keeps us away from them. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really easy to fling judgment on someone. Oh, you didn't finish high school, or, oh, you got pregnant when you were 16. But I have one participant whose mother was diagnosed with cancer when this participant was 16 years old. And so because of the family environment she grew up in, it was expected that she care for her younger brothers and sisters while her mom was going through chemotherapy. And you know what? There wasn't time to go to high school. And so because of that value, she took care of her younger brothers and sisters, and she sacrificed her education. And then she comes to us going, wait, now that they're all grown up, I need a job. I need resources. I need job skills. It's easy to judge. It's easy to make snap judgments on these women. But the truth is that many of them are sacrificial and courageous and come to us with a skill set already developed and a heart of loyalty and love for their families.
Mm-hmm. So, Becky, I imagine there's a wide range of backgrounds of the individuals that Christian Women's Job Corps and Christian Men's Job Corps serves.
Well, and the women and the men are, they are very individualistic, but many of them have had to either watch or have sustained abuse of different kinds, physical or otherwise, verbal. And so a lot of times the choices they've made are the best choices they can make in those kind of situations. Or maybe they were picked up by the police because they were hanging out with somebody else. Or maybe they really didn't have any money, and so they did choose a life of crime at an early age, and so those kinds of things block their advancing into other areas. I also think of just growing up in a home where your parents don't have a high school education, so how can you succeed? Because they can't even help you with math or you with English. And so a lot of times it's just the circumstances that they live in, and until they have something to intervene and educate them and provide them those other skills, they're not going to be able to step out of those circumstances. They do feel trapped, and the choices they have to make are very limited compared to the choices that I have to make in my own life. So we have a great opportunity. They're very courageous. They've learned to make it in the life that they are dealt, but they really want some new skills to move into a different kind of life.
I would imagine the Christian Women's Job Corps and the Christian Men's Job Corps has a high success rate of people staying with the program?
We do compared to other adult and job skill classes because we are faith-based and we provide Bible study and the mentoring and create a community around those women. And the kind of changes we're talking about take time to make. No one's going to make that in a 6-week course. You need to live with people in a 1 to 2 year period, which is the time that we serve people.
Yes, and we're not just interested in imparting skills or imparting GED knowledge. We're interested in imparting skills that a woman can have for a lifetime, skills of knowing how to relate to someone, skills of knowing how to raise her children. So we provide relationship, and that's what makes our success rate higher.
It sounds like this is a ministry that, particularly because of mentoring is such a key part of it, that you need volunteers.
Oh, desperately.
Without volunteers, you can't serve your clients.
No, and Christ can't show what he has done in people's lives so they will know they want him. That's the best way I know to say that, is they really see Jesus in the people that serve them, in the volunteers that work with us, and they believe that He exists because they are being treated in a different way than they've been treated in the other relationships in their lives.
Each woman and man has their own story. They have their own picture that they watch day in and day out of their environment and their community. So coming into our program and being told a different story through the life that they observe of their mentor or of their tutor, that is what's powerful. We are able to tell a different story, to show a different picture.
It's sad state of our church. The church really wants to reach people that like we serve. But in America, 80% of what we do for people in poverty is crisis intervention. And there has to be three things that people in poverty receive to step out. That is crisis intervention, development, and rehabilitation. And CWJC model provides a place where a church can provide the crisis, but then also provide the development and the rehabilitation to that person to really step out of poverty and step out of circumstances that are really trapping them in places they don't want to be. And that's the beauty of this model.
Maeve and Becky, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for bringing hope to places and people where there are no hope in so many cases. If you'd like to learn more about the Christian Women's Job Corps and the Christian Men's Job Corps, we encourage you to go to faithandfamily.com. That's faithandfamily.com. With For Faith and Family, I'm Dwayne Hastings.